Hi guys, welcome to the Kardavox Academy channel. My name is Verona. I'm the singing teacher here at the Kardavox Academy. So I teach what we call the clean voice, and usually we cover rock, heavy metal music. But a couple of weeks ago, because it was a big request from you guys, I analyzed and reacted to Dimash's, I think it's his first hit. That's how we discovered him. His cover of SOS d'un terrien en détresse live performance, and it was amazing. I loved it. And a lot of you in the comments told me that I should listen to some more recent stuff, and he just dropped a new song. So Love's Not Over Yet, that's the title. That's what I'm going to be reacting to today, and also maybe explain to you a couple of vocal techniques if you're a vocal geek, vocal nerd like I am. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that I'm gonna explain to you that is maybe that you would like me to talk a little bit more. Also, if you want vocal lessons, the link is in the description below. You just have to tell that you want lessons with Verona, because we are two coaches here at the Academy. Okay, so let's get started. I'm really excited to hear his new song.
You're known to mix classical.
Gone is the spring and the long summer days. Cold has set in now that you've gone away. Retracing my steps, wondering where I went wrong. I'm haunted by the words I didn't say.
All right, I know sometimes you guys don't like when I pause, but this is what we do here at the Kardavox Academy, and because I know he's gonna give us so much more. I just know it. But what he did there, even if it looked easy, was not easy, I can tell you. It's a lot of control. Basically, he's using the top of his chest voice, but he's singing with it softly. A lot of my beginner students, when you explore your higher range, most of people, shouting is the way to first discover your higher range in chest voice, and then from there you need to learn how to compress, and really make it super soft. So first thing, that's really like, it's not everybody who can sing in their high chest voice that controlled and that soft. And he's linking this high chest voice with his lower head voice. And basically, I can hear when he switches, but it's just because I've been analyzing voices for more than 10 years, okay? I'm doing this all the time. It's almost hard for me to just go to a concert or listen to music and just not think about the technique. We call it in French, we say déformation professionnelle. So it's really beautiful, and also he's breathy in that part, but it really fits with the lyrics, with the emotion. It's like a little, I don't know, a little shy, but at the same time nostalgic of that time when he was young. I mean, I don't have the lyrics in front of me. I should probably I'm gonna open a window, but let's just stick to the vocals. And yeah, it's also hard to be breathy in a healthy way, because when you push too much air, especially in your higher chest voice part, it's really easy to just crack. Okay, because cracking is from too much air. Okay, so wow, that intro is gorgeous. And I mean, it's a short film, so we still have 5 more minutes to go. Let's do this. Let's just rewind a little bit, because I want the transition.
Haunted by the words I didn't say, searching for light, only shadows remain. Day fades tonight, nothing eases the pain. I loved you like fire, but I buried the flames. I never had the courage to explain.
Wow. Okay, so already I just want to point out that second half of the verse. He's less breathy. Maybe sometimes I think more mostly in the endings of sentences, a bit more of breathiness here, but you can hear his tone a bit more. So vocal folds are getting together more, because when you're breathy, we call it like they're stiff. Okay, it's harder for them to really get together. That's why it's breathy. But then they're more, how can I say, souple. So I'm from Montreal, Canada. I'm French Canadian, but as you can see, my brain is half and half French and English. So so when he's breathy, if you can try it at home, and you're gonna feel less flexible. Okay, but it's a really beautiful effect. Billie Eilish really made it super popular as well. So if you want to become more flexible, you have to make your vocal folds get together more. Okay, so you can hear when his tone, like vocal folds are really getting together, we have more tone from him, and it's beautiful, and really helps also for the music just in itself. It gives us more juice, more power, but it's still soft. So wow, beautiful control. I knew I was gonna be impressed, but it's super pretty.
Never had the courage to explain. Each time I close my eyes, I think you're here with me. I won't give it all to hold you near to me, and you're always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are aching to embrace you, to gather you inside them and erase all the hurt, the regret for a soul hasn't said. I believe love's not over yet. Give me.
Okay, so let me talk about that chorus. Wow. Okay, you want an exercise to work your passaggio? Learn this. Guys, girls, I don't mind, non-binary, whatever. This is the perfect, I mean, some people might not get the lower note, like me. But yeah, he basically just shows us probably not all of his register, but a really good a really good amount of his register from the deep, rich chest voice, and then he flips into head voice, but now it's not just a falsetto, it's a real head voice. Okay, so what is the difference between falsetto and head voice? That's a question I get asked a lot. And falsetto is an Italian word that means fake voice. And personally, I find this really, I don't like this term. I personally never use falsetto, or almost none, except when people really associate a falsetto with a breathy head voice. Then I could use it. But for me, it's head voice, it's chest voice, and then we have the mixed voice. But let's talk about it a little later. And so his head voice is either breathy or full-on operatic placement, so retracted false vocal cords. If you don't know what that means, you can try to yawn and just feel how your throat opens on the sides when you yawn. Another exercise, really funny, I'm gonna have to remove my headphones. If you want to retract your false vocal folds. So what is the false vocal folds? My God, I'm getting so nerdy. Sorry, not sorry. Most people on the channel like when I get nerdy, but this just inspires me so much. Okay, so let me give you kind of it's a free class, just enjoy, okay? And then of course, we're gonna get back to it. I mean, we're gonna rewind and then listen even more. So you have your vocal folds, and right above there's kind of a cartilage. We call it the false vocal folds. In heavy metal, they use it to scream. I don't have the whole technique, but basically it makes noises. In opera, we don't want them in the way, okay? So the exercise to retract them on the side, you're gonna block your ears and you're going to inhale. I would suggest inhale by the mouth to really exaggerate the exercise, but you could also do it by the nose, but I feel it's easier by the mouth. Okay, so I inhale. I heard myself inhale. That means my false vocal folds are not retracted. They're just centered, regular, the way they naturally are when you talk. For the operatic placement, one of the ingredients, I'm not going to give you the full opera recipe, but one of the major ingredients that we want is full-on retracted. So to feel it, you're going to block your ears and inhale by the mouth silently. Okay, let me do it. Okay, so with noise. So vocal folds are centered and then retracted. I don't know if in the mic you heard the noisy version because it's still not really loud. So that's why we pinch, like we block our ears to hear it. But yeah. So, okay, let's go back to Dimash. When he was breathy, his false, I'm not in his throat, okay? Everybody's throat is different, but I feel he was more centered, like a talking voice, because he's like whispering. But then when he goes on full on operatic, bam, retracted false vocal cords. And that's just going from center to retracted and then back to center and like having full control of just that part of your instrument is really, really impressive. There's tons of other stuff that he does, but this video is going to be an hour long if I explain everything. No, we need a full-on masterclass on a couple of weeks to explain everything. Okay, let's listen to the chorus again.
Each time I close my eyes, I think you're here with me. I would give it all to hold you near to me, and you're always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are aching to embrace you, to gather you inside them and erase all the hurt, the regret for a song hasn't said. I believe love's not over yet. you forever until my dying breath. I'll never be afraid to let it show. Each time I close my eyes.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay. So now we hear his full on like tenor, almost like, yeah, a little contemporary operatic inspired placement. So like with the big vibrato and vocal folds are clearly getting together, perfect on set. So on set is like when you start to singing, they're together, they're vibrating. There's no like it's right away together. Awesome. Very, very gorgeous. And here and there, still some breathiness, but way less, way less. And that I feel in the song. It's just like, whew, okay, it kind of, I don't know why, but it's kind of, okay, there's like like it's more, not a danger, but like, it made me a little nervous, like, wow, oh my God, what's gonna happen next, you know? Because the first one is like, oh, nostalgic, the breathiness in the voice, more a little sad, a little fragile. And then, okay, no, he's still maybe a little sad, but like he wants to do something about it, you know? So vocal techniques, it's fun, but it really helps the story. Just remind yourself that. That's why we want to learn everything. So like Dimash, we can really, really tell a story with our instrument. So it's beautifully done. And also, I was talking with another vocal coach recently, and he was telling me that in male training, it's really rare that they actually learn the techniques of opera in their head voice. Usually, if you were to take lessons with a tenor, a baritone, or even a bass, like traditional operatic training, they usually would only train the chest voice, like we heard in this verse, but not train as much the head voice like we heard in the chorus. Okay, and that's one of the things that I do with my male students. We're gonna work both. So I'm kind of teaching female techniques on their falsetto in their head voice to make it super powerful. So yeah, but it's like, I mean, I had the chance as a teenager, my first vocal coach, she was a female, and she was, I mean, of course, she was a female opera singer, a soprano, and then I had a male as a vocal coach, and he was a tenor. So I kind of got both techniques in my body. That's probably why I have this like vision of the voice, but it's not everybody. So yeah, sometimes just if you're with a male coach, let's say you're a male and you're with a male coach, try a female approach. Might be really interesting, or vice versa. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, it's so good.
Words that I should have confessed long ago. I love you forever until my dying breath. I'll never be afraid to let it show. Each time I close my eyes, I see you here with me. I will give it all to hold you near to me, yet you'll always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are hanging tremendous, you don't gather you inside them and the rest all the hurt, the regret for our song hasn't said. I believe love's not over yet.
All right, so we really heard in that part his amazing mixed voice. So what is mixed voice? I'm talking a lot about that because we're usually covering heavy metal songs, really, or rock songs, and male do that a lot in that style. And he brings it he does it too. So, I mean, it's a head dominant mixed voice. So he basically it's coming from his head voice, but he makes it more shouty in a good way. I mean, it goes with the emotion. Okay, so by removing the really angelic vibrato, I would say, compared to the first chorus where we really were like, wow, countertenor vibes. And he's removing this, kind of closing the space a little bit in the back. Okay, so less, maybe the soft palate is a little less stretched back. I mean, again, it's just what I think he's doing from my experience of teaching and coaching males. But it's really the twang that really makes the difference. Like, that's really the resonance that we hear most. And because we have a lot of twang usually in our talking voice as well, bringing this in the head voice kind of mimics the chest voice. And from the outside ears, we think he's still in his chest voice. That's why we call it a mixed voice, because he's really resonating with his head voice, but the twang. And scientifically, they put cameras, and when people do that, the vocal folds are getting thicker. We're still in head voice, but vocal folds that usually are really stretched in head voice, so thin vocal cords, they are getting thicker with the twang. And you're not even in chest voice. So that's his technique. And I absolutely love mixed voice. It's on a male body. I mean, I'm doing it a lot too in my projects, but let's just say it. A male throat is usually bigger mouth, bigger, like thicker vocal cords. Yeah, jealous. No, in a good way. He's amazing. But it's harder for them, usually most of guys, to reach that quality of head voice, because us girls sometimes, oh my God, like when we see our friends, whoo, like head voice is really close to our talking voice. So usually it's a little bit more naturally trained. So good job, Micah. And a little word for my students. How many hours of practicing do you think he did in his life? I can guarantee you that it's more than 10,000 hours. Guarantee.
I believe love's not over yet. Will this be our story's ending? Or is it a new beginning? I could be your prince, your hero, your romance. You hold our destiny inside your head.
Oh my God. I hope they're alive. They're still alive, right? I was about to cry. Okay, well, whew. Oh my God, this ending was so powerful. Like, he did it all, basically. I think I talked enough in that video. Wow. I was about to cry. And by the way, because my first video of Dimash was a French song, one of my favorites. And I talked about his pronunciation not being perfect. And a lot of you in the comments were kind of I understand. You're really like, you are in Dimash's army, and I totally get that. But I just want to point out that his pronunciation in that is amazing. Amazing. And he really is better. That's what you guys told me in the comments of my first video, and he really improved. And I mean, he was already amazing. So it's like, how can he improve? He's already like there. But yeah, the control, amazing. And last little thing, did you notice how vertical his mouth was? Yes, it's not a live performance, but I'm sure he was singing it for real when they shot, because he really had the good mouth shaping that would fit the notes that I was hearing, which is not always the case when artists lip sing in their music videos. But there it was. All right, so awesome song. I hope you guys liked the video. Comment below if you learned a thing or two, and what should I react and analyze next. My name is Verona, and if you want vocal lessons, again, the link is below. I have a couple of spots left for next month, so keep in touch. Ciao!